Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Game 2 in the Foster's International Challenge Cup, live and exclusive on Network 10. Tonight, it's Carlton versus North Melbourne at one of the homes of cricket, the Oval in London. And the winner of tonight's match travels to Vancouver, Canada next weekend for the final against Melbourne. The Demons, of course, had an easy win to make it through to the final, defeating the Sydney Swans by 58 points, 20-19-139 to 12-9-81. Let's have a look at the teams for tonight, and both clubs have named very strong sides. Carlton has a few different players to their grand final lineup, but their big stars are still there. Rhys Jones, Johnston, Kernahan and Madden. North are almost at full strength, but they haven't played a game for a while, so that could be a problem. And the weather in London is fine and cold, but it poured yesterday and the ground is apparently very heavy. Head-to-head, Carlton is leading North 7-3 in the past 10 meetings, with Carlton winning the last encounter when Steve Kernahan kicked a goal after the final siren in round 22. Now let's cross to our commentators in London, Bruce McAvaney and Eddie Maguire.
And welcome to the Oval in London for what should be a marvellous game of football. Thanks very much for that, Stephen. We've had a beautiful afternoon here in London. The sun is shining brightly. Lots of showers during the week. We missed all that, of course, because we were in Vancouver. And the ground's in pretty good nick. It's a big welcome to Eddie Maguire, who, of course, flew across the North American continent with me this morning for the game. Eddie, you must be looking forward to it.
Yes, Bruce, it'll certainly be a great game. Of course, last year's match, North Melbourne won to win the first Foster's Challenge Cup. Carlton, the premiers this year, naturally will be able to try and win it, especially because it's sponsored by Foster's, who are owned, of course, by John Elliott, their president.
And the winners go through to meet Melbourne in that final in Vancouver. That's Sunday night, Canada time, or Canadian time. The gasometer in the background, of course, Eddie, will be a memory for North Melbourne fans back home in Melbourne. But as we speak, the Carlton side coming onto the ground, they look to have a very, very strong side. Kernahan leading them today, and a couple of newcomers into the side.
That's right, Bruce, as well as you said, Kernahan and a number of their star players like Wayne Johnston. They've got 3 new players coming in for their first games: Gerard Butts, Mark Edwards and Michael Garvey. All three come into the side, while North Melbourne have a very young side. 5 teenagers, in fact, are playing in the game. But one player in particular, 16-year-old John Longmire from Corowa, wearing the number 22 Guernsey, will be playing his first game for the North Melbourne side.
Crowd of around about 10,000. It's slowly built up. We've been at the Oval for about an hour now, and the crowd has built up. It's around about the same crowd as we had last year when North Melbourne won. A famous ground, of course, for cricket. The ground that Len Hutton scored 364 runs on. The ground that Pakistan made over 700 on just 8 weeks ago. But it's Australian football that's being showcased this afternoon. It should be a wonderful game. The winner to go through to play Melbourne in Vancouver on Sunday week. So we'll take a break now and be back with all the action as Carlton have taken the field from the Oval in London.
And welcome back to 10's coverage of the Foster's Cup. North Melbourne making their way onto the ground now, led by John Law. Let's cross back to our commentators in London, Eddie Maguire and Bruce McAvaney.
And the scene at the Oval hasn't changed much since you last left us, of course. North Melbourne on the ground. And Wayne Johnston, one of the stars for Carlton today. There was some feeling that he may not play because he injured his hand in that famous performance in the grand final. Johnston, who's a 29-year-old, has played in 4 premiership teams with Carlton and was their best in fairness in 1983 and 1986. Somewhat of a veteran now of 172 games. He's kicked 267 goals. Another star for Carlton is David Rhys Jones. I'm not sure if the English know as much as we do back home about Rhys Jones, but he was the winner of the Norm Smith medal in the grand final when Carlton defeated Hawthorn just a fortnight ago. 25-year-old, formerly from the Sydney Swans, has now played 132 games, has really made his mark in the last half of this season playing in defence. Matthew Larkin has been a superb player in a short time for North Melbourne. Larkin twice club champion in 1985 and again this year, was injured, of course, for much of 1986. Still only 23 years of age, played 69 games and has a big job to do today because he's in the first ruck. He'll be playing on Evans and also Johnston. Donald McDonald's expected to kick goals today for North Melbourne. He's a 25-year-old, played 105 games, including 20 this year. High marking, a goal kicker. He's kicked over 120 goals for North Melbourne, and he'll be one of their focal points because, if anything, Eddie, I think North Melbourne may be a little short on height.
That's right, Bruce. Of course, there was some talk early on that Harris would not play for North Melbourne, but he's out there on the ground, so that's good news for the North Melbourne fans, and he'll add a bit of strength in defence there for them.
Jimmy Buckley and Andrew Dimitriou in the centre should be an interesting duel. Both will play close to home, I think.
Yes, Jimmy, of course, very keen to show his wares. He's been out here for the last week promoting the match. Of course, was the co-captain of the Carlton Reserves Premiership side in the grand final.
And as the players line up, we welcome Sky Channel throughout Europe who are taking this game live, as well as Network 10 in Australia, and we hope you enjoy it. It's going to be a wonderful contest. North Melbourne and Carlton, there's a lot at stake. They're playing for a place in the Foster's Challenge final. So national anthem's being played. God save the Queen, Advance Australia Fair, and this contest about to start. Gavin Dorney and Robinson, the umpires. Eddie, that half-forward line for Carlton looks very strong.
Yes,
Johnston and Kernahan.
As you say there, Bruce, the half-forward line for the Blues, Johnson, Kernahan and Dennis was one of their great lines in their premiership win. They're up against Ticky, McCann and Law. Law, of course, the acting captain of the North Melbourne side. He'll probably pick up Dennis. But McCann, he can be a hot and cold player, McCann, and playing against a star like Kernahan, he'll certainly have to be very hot today to contain him.
Rich Jones looks like he'll pick up German. That'll be a very interesting duel too. German, a splendid player, and Rhys Jones has been in magnificent form.
Yes, they've decided to play Peter German on the half-forward flank instead of his usual centre position. Andrew Dimitriou, as we said earlier, will be playing on Jimmy Buckley in the centre today, which I think will be a very vital contest because it is a pretty big ground, and of course first use out of the centre is vital to both sides.
And speaking of first use, Justin Madden has a habit of getting his hand on the ball first. He's the tallest player in the VFL. John Mossop has a huge task today to try and get over the top of him.
Mossop, of course, started off the year, his first year with North Melbourne after a great career with Geelong. Started off very slowly, but he built up towards a bit of form towards the end of the season. He'll have to be at his best again to beat Madden. The other players there, Larkin and Evans. Well, Larkin probably at his best could beat Bernie Evans, who of course missed the grand final because he was suspended. So Evans will be very keen to produce some match-winning form, and Nailey will be playing on the youngster Clarkson, who only at the start of the season was training with the under-19s. Of course, he kicked a winning goal against Melbourne at the MCG after the siren, so he's had a great year. But Nailey, a class player, all-Australian player, should be a little bit too talented there.
Really is a marvellous sight. The oval, very, very green, the grass at the moment. It's been a wet old week in London, but everything is just sunny and shining for the moment. We're hoping we get through without much rain. One stage it was tipped that the ground will be a quagmire, but it's not the case. OG are playing a full forward in the screen just a moment ago. Gavin Dorr, one of the field umpires, along with Ian Robinson. And Carlton are kicking to the pavilion end, which is towards us as we look. It's left to right on screen. 25-minute quarters, 18 plus 4. 4 interchange, and we're just waiting for the siren. So Madden in the ruck against Mossop. Still waiting for the timekeepers.
Kevin Dorr will be getting cramp in his arms soon. They can't find the siren.
We might go without it. Evans in the centre square with Larkin. Robinson for North Melbourne. Much of an old siren, but we're about to start. So Mossop and Madden. Mossop won the knock. Madden didn't get near the ball. Not a particularly good bounce. Hannah seemed to get into the back there of Love. No free kick paid. Aitken's going to get a free kick from centre half back. Very wide ground here at the Oval. Long and wide. And Aitken goes wide as I speak, and he goes out to Williams on the wing.
Williams with plenty of time goes onto the left boot, looks for Kernahan. McCann got into the back of him. Smith picks up well for North Melbourne. A long kick down towards wing position. Underneath it was McDonald, dropped to centre. Comes out to Johnston. Johnson to Nailey. Good play by Robertson for North Melbourne. Kicked the ball out towards the wing position. Good play by Larkin off the ground. Goes past Aitken. Clarkson goes in. Can't pick it up. Off the ground by Demetrio. Up towards Spargo. Spargo goes around Rhys Jones. Rhys Jones does it well and knocks the ball over the line and out of bounds.
So there's one
free kick, though, to Spargo.
One change. Rhys Jones has picked up Spargo. Spargo turned 21 a couple of days ago, and he's going to celebrate tonight.
Shine getting into a bit of a fracas there with Clarkson. Bit of a push and shove.
So Spargo deep in the pocket. He's more than 50 metres out, as you can see. They have to play down the centre today because the pockets are so deep. North Melbourne kicking into a slight breeze. Madden drops back and takes a powerful mark. So the big man, 206 centimetres from the fullback. Dennis gives him a lead. Smith with Dennis. And a good mark there by Peter Dean. Dean playing across half-back. No free kick being paid to North Melbourne. And it'll be Peter German. So a scrambly old start, Eddie. Not a lot happening at the moment. And 15 metres against Dean.
Yes, well, North Melbourne haven't played for a couple of weeks now. Might take them a little while to settle in. Of course, Carlton have probably got some premiership hangovers to get over as well before they get into full stride. But German from 50 metres goes long with the drop punt. It's well offline, though. Through for one behind, the first score of the game. North Melbourne obviously lead by a point.
Carlton kicking to the pavilion end. North Melbourne to the Vauxhall end. As I said earlier, the ground that Hutton made 364 on. World record until Sobers came along at Port of Spain with his 365. Off the ground by Aitken. Law. Good tackle on Law. Handball round his body there by Hepburn. And it's going to be a ball in. Centre wing. North Melbourne fans out in force. Fairly evenly divided. You'd expect Carlton to dominate with Foster's signs all around. I'm sure John Elliott's got a lot of friends here in London, but so would Bob Anson. Larkin, a quick tackle on him. Dwyer. Nailey looking for a free kick, and he's going to get one from half forward. Nailey and Larkin. Joining in is Herman. Rhys Jones. Saw a lot of this, of course, in Vancouver the other night. There are no reports there. The boys starting to sort themselves out. There's no doubt that this competition has been very, very keen. Both teams desperate to go to Vancouver. We saw the Swans against Melbourne. A number of fights broke out in the second quarter there. So Nailey has been given a 15-metre penalty. Still a long way out. Chips it short. Goes to Herman. Herman from half forward looks for Kernahan, and the Carlton captain takes a strong mark against McCann.
Earlier today, we were talking to some of the officials, and they're saying that earlier in the week, Bruce, the two teams were mixing quite well socially, but over the last 3 or 4 days, things have started to cool off a bit. They've stuck with their own players, preparing for the game, and they're certainly going flat out to win this.
Kernahan from 35 metres out. Carlton trailing by a point at the moment. Drop punt, and he's put it straight through. Goal to Kernahan, and the Blues in front, a goal to a point.
Hard. Holt on the bottom of the pack will take a free kick for in the back.
Official crowd, 13,500 we've been told, Eddie, so that's very encouraging. It's a good crowd here.
Holt goes long with the left boot. McDonald up high. Hannah off the ground. Demetrio with the handball over the top. Coming through is Dean. Madden gets around Mossop. Handballs out to Williams. Williams onto Herman's. Good play. Herman a bit slow to get the kick. Kicks up towards Kernahan. Put one hand up. Couldn't take the mark. McCann quite content to knock the ball over the line and out of bounds. As Kernahan gets right into it, and they're into it now. Law goes in to lend assistance, as does Johnson for the Carlton side. And there's some good punches being thrown out there. The Carlton captain. And of course, Steve McCann, the longest-serving North Melbourne player, so a lot of experience there, and both players getting right into it.
McCann, of course, interchange player in that 1977 double grand final. So Kernahan giving McCann a shove. McCann goes back, and it's the start of it all. So it'll be a throw-in. It's all settled down. Law goes in to help out. Mossop with a tap. Kick around his body from German. Didn't go very far, and Madden's got it. Carlton on top at the moment. They lead a goal to a point. 13,500 at the Oval in London. Kernahan, Mossop at the back with McCann. Herman missed it. Tapped on by Dwyer. Johnston missed it. Law goes through. And a mark taken by Shine in the centre square.
6.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Shine goes long towards centre-half forward. Mossop from behind, can't take the mark. Coming through, steal for North Melbourne. Kicks wide out to the open spaces. They're very wide, these flanks on the half-forward line. Smith leads the race for the ball. Ross Smith picks up, goes short with the left foot and finds Spargo on the chest. Good play by Smith. Spargo slows things down, looks for a lead up forward. Decides to go long. McDonald from behind. Love at the back. Almost takes the mark. Play on, comes out to Clarkson. Clarkson with the left boot. It's high, it's close. It's a goal! A great left foot goal to Alistair Clarkson. And North Melbourne come back. They lead by...
Melbourne a point in front. Been playing just over 7 minutes. Mossop wins the tap. Still in the centre square. And it's going to be a free kick to Carlton to feed Dean. So Dean in the play in the first 10 minutes. 15-metre penalty against Rowan Robinson. Dean goes short to Aiken. Aiken with another short one. Looks for Williams and finds him at centre-half forward. Handball to Johnston. Smothered by Smith. Dennis with a chance. Sits for him over the top to Ogier. Ogier tucked away in the pocket. Handball back to Johnson. The Dominator with a right foot snap, and he's hit the post. Scores a level. 1-1 apiece. Johnston just missing after Carlton had set it up.
Ian Fairley, formerly a top full forward with the Williamstown club before he came to North Melbourne, playing at full back today. Kicks long. Ball travels about 60 metres. Up high was Mossop. Madden punches from behind. Comes down to Law. Law's kick is a scrubber along the ground. Love and Hannah do battle, both holding each other. Good play, though, by Love. Gets it to Demetrio. Demetrio now has a bounce. Looks forward. There's no leads coming. Larkin read the play well and made position. Now he kicks high, but there's no one home for North Melbourne at all, and Aiken takes an easy mark.
Aiken from full back. Forced onto his left foot. Goes towards Dean. Very good smother by German over the back. And Gleeson's tackle was a good one by Demetrio, and Gleeson's been caught holding the ball. 15-metre penalty against Carlton. So Andrew Demetrio within kicking distance. Doesn't kick a lot of goals, Demetrio. He's kicked 47 in 103 games. But he's within 40 metres. Scores level, 1-1 each. Drop punt. It's a good kick. And he's put it through. So North Melbourne are 2-1 and Carlton 1-1. North Melbourne 6 points in front. Madden tries to crash his way through the centre. German succeeds and goes high to centre-half forward. Hannah. Well done by Love, though. He read it well. Drop punt kick towards goal by Love. Has just missed. It's a behind. So North Melbourne lead by 7 points. 2-2 to 1-1. I thought, if anything, Carlton kicking with a breeze, Eddie, so not a bad start for North Melbourne.
Shine from full back. looking for leads. The huddle's on in the centre half forward position. Decides to go long towards Williams. Larkin at the back, tapped on by Mossop. Larkin and Madden. Larkin just too quick for him. Picked up by Dwyer. Dwyer's kick around the body is a good one. Comes back to German. German goes short out to Clarkson, and Clarkson marks right on the 50-metre line. Gets a hip and shoulder from Buckley as he goes past. Too far out to score. Goes short. But finds the man on the mark. Gleeson kicks out towards Dennis. McCann comes through. Strong play. Picks up. Handballs out towards Clarkson, who's been a good player but fumbles. Gleeson off the ground. Play on, says the umpires. McCann kicks long with the left foot. A lot of high flyers there, and it's Mackenzie who takes the mark for the Blues.
So Mackenzie short to Rhys Jones. Rhys, as always, takes his time. Just got away with it that time as Aitken's handball was ineffective. And a free kick against Rhys Jones. Donald and Rhys want to go on with it. And the ball's going to come back to Rowan Robinson on the centre wing. The team's taking a while to settle down, really. It's been a low standard first 15 minutes. 25-minute quarters, no time on. Good kick by Robinson. Covered about 55 metres to the goal square. Hepburn in the front spot. Johnston comes away from defence. Goes to Herman on the centre wing, who started reasonably well. Play on call to Buckley. Buckley from centre towards Dennis. But German chips in, and German's had a very good first term.
German runs across half-back, has Larkin out wide, decides to cut through the centre as his fourth bounce. Goes short, but the kick's a shocker and finds Johnston. Had all the time in the world then, German. Should have done better with that one as Johnson kicks long towards centre-half forward, and he's fouled fairly on the chest. So disposal hasn't been very good so far, Bruce.
A comedy of errors at the moment. So Fairley, just backward of centre in the square. Drop punt, goes towards Mossop. Coming in late, Madden. Dean. His handball was good to Johnston. Johnston with a quick kick finds Evans. A little fortuitous there. Evans with pace. Attacks the goal front. Not a good kick. Ogier. Hickey in the front spot. Nayley interferes with Hickey. And Hickey will take the free kick.
Hickey straight away plays on. Finds Steele. Steele backs himself in and goes towards centre-half back and finds Larkin on the chest. Larkin, the handball over the top. Good play by Buckley, but Larkin recovers well. Kicks out wide. Aitken from behind him. Rhys Jones at the back takes a beautiful mark. Bit of niggling going on here, and McDonald and Rhys Jones shape up, and it's on now. Rhys has really thrown them. Clarkson tackling it behind, and Spargo in there on Gleeson. Hannah. And they're really getting into this now. A beautiful mark by Rhys Jones, and McDonald, who'd had a few fights early on with the big fella, came in and let him know. Now Madden's into it, and Holt, and Johnston.
It's amazing, Eddie. You really think that some of the players would just call it, trying to promote the game to the world. I know it's a lot of fun when it first starts, but I think someone is going to get reported in. Robinson did pull out the book. He hasn't indicated who he was going to report. He may have put it back because he may have forgotten who it was.
He's going up to speak to both McDonald and Rhys Jones now, so I think both of their names could be in the book.
Certainly spoken to McDonald. He now speaks to Rhys Jones. I think he might be just giving them a warning at the moment.
The goal umpire's out as well. He's reported Rhys Jones, so a number of reports, and the boundary umpire. So David Rhys Jones, who of course is well known at VFL tribunals. Looks like his name has gone into the book again, and there's a shocker behind play. Clarkson has come in and King hit, and it's on. Johnson's in there now, and this is going to develop into a wild melee here. Aitken has not moved.
Yes, Aitken was savagely hit from behind there. It was a cowardly act, unfortunately. And let's hope this settles down. I'm sure that nobody's all that impressed in the crowd. People have come here to have a look at Australian football, not to see people thugging at one another on a Sunday afternoon in London. It really is not much fun.
Well, Aitken, of course, earlier this year suffered a broken jaw against Hawthorn, and he hasn't moved since that blow. You could hear the smack up here, and we're a good 40 metres away.
So I think the umpires have got to try and take some control here. Almost got out of hand in Vancouver. Fortunately, no one was badly injured, but I've got a feeling that Ian Aitken won't be playing for the rest of this match, and that's ridiculous, really. We're over here on a end-of-season trip to promote Australian football to the rest of the world, and we see somebody King hit from behind, who's a very, very fine footballer, and he's going to be carried off on a stretcher.
16 minutes into the first quarter, already a number of incidents. Not a great lot of top football being played as Aitken is carried off the ground, hasn't moved, there's blood coming out of his lip. He's lost a couple of teeth there by the looks of things. So that's a tragic start to this game here in London. As you said, not the type of thing we like to see as Gerard Butts comes on to replace him.
And I wonder how Butts must feel. He's playing in his first game for Carlton. He must be having mixed feelings as he runs out on the ground. Aiken, it looked a shocking sight. What a fine player he's been this year too. Rookie of the year. You can see McDonald's got blood streaming out of his head at the moment. I just hope that Kernahan can settle Carlton down a bit, and that Law, who's the acting captain, see McDonald. I mean, Mike Tyson would be proud of something like that, but that's boxing, not footy. I hope John Law can settle down North Melbourne as well, because with no time on being played, but we're up to about 17 minutes, but it's wasted about 4 minutes already in this term.
Well, McDonald gets the thump this time, and he thumps the ball. Dwyer picks up. The kick is an awkward bounce. McKenzie knocks it along in front of him. Dean comes out to Shepherd, does it well. Out to Williams. Williams has a lead from Rode and kicks it out in front and finds him. Rode doesn't attack the ball.
Butts, Eddie.
Waits for it. Butts, rather. Butts has just come on. Larkin picks up. Butts is flattened. And the mark taken there by Hepburn.
I notice Holt's got blood streaming from his face too as Hepburn goes towards full forward. McKenzie did it well. Handball to Hannah. Hannah to Shine. Let's hope that the teams can get something going here. Butts at centre half-back, playing his first game. Formerly from North Melbourne. Played in the grand final in the reserves. Premiership team. Kick a poor one to Larkin. Dennis comes in pretty late. Crude tackle. Not a lot in that one, fortunately. Handball to Smith. Smith towards centre half forward. McDonald at the back. Crashing through Dwyer. Dwyer's handball very, very good. Left foot round his body there by Hepburn, and it's going to be out of bounds. So standard of footy pretty poor at the moment. It's 2-2 to 1-1. North Melbourne lead by 7 points, and we've been playing over 18 minutes.
Throw in about 15 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. McDonald. Ball comes down. McDonald grabs it well, but he's put it over the line and out of bounds, and it'll be a free kick going to David Rees-Jones, one of the main people in the card in that big fight early on. Rees.
I was going to say to you, I'm not sure if he was reported, well, he was reported by a goal umpire and boundary umpire. I'm just not sure how many others were reported. But we'll find out after the game. Kick off the ground by Herman, it'll be a ball in. Centre wing, and North lead by 7 points. 2-2 to 1-1.
Not very inspiring football at the moment. Evans goes in, Buckley taps it on. Herman, Law rather, goes through. Grabbed too high, and he'll take the free kick. John Law, the acting North Melbourne captain. That's Edwards who's on the ground, the first game player for the Carlton side, playing in the ruck. So the game being played at snail's pace at the moment as Law limps back. Kicks towards centre half forward. McDonald high from behind, can't take the mark. Dean off the pack, gets the hand pass working to Gleeson. Gleeson over the top now to Dennis. Dennis with all the time in the world, sets himself up and kicks wide towards Ogier. Hickey from behind punches. Nailey trips over at the final moment, taps it out looking for Kernahan. Kernahan swings on the left boot. The bounce could go through, it's been touched. Madden, can he get there in time? Hickey, beautiful play, knocks the ball through for a behind. Great play by Hickey.
Had a frustrating season with injuries. Played in the reserves grand final. Kernahan should take it, and he does.
Bad play there by McCann. Gave Kernahan 5 metres, that's all he needs. And when he gets those vice-like hands around the ball, very rarely slips out.
Good kick by Buckley. Just gave Kernahan a run at it. McCann, as Eddie said, giving Kernahan some metres, and Kernahan took a strong mark. He's already kicked 1 goal. And really should score from here. He's only 30 metres out, straight in front. Chance to even it up. Drop punt, missed it. So the captain will be pretty disappointed with himself. It's 1-3 Carlton, 2-2 North, 5 points of difference, and Kernahan's kick 1-1.
Wait for the ball to come back, and Ian Fairley will drive North Melbourne out of defence. Leads out wide. Mossop decides to take it on. Kicks out towards Hickey. Up high was Dwyer with the one hand and takes a splendid mark. Dwyer kicks out. Hannah at the front for Carlton. Good mark, Hannah. Got in front of Love, used his body well. Took a strong mark. Handballs to Naily. Naily looks for Kernahan. This time McCann's back, has to back into the pack, and Ogier comes through and takes a strong mark. So Darren Ogier, local boy from Oak Park, will line up from about 45 metres out from goal. Will kick from about 50. A little bit of wind behind him. Drop punt on its way. Distance is good, accuracy is as well. Carlton hit the front, 15 to 14. Still waiting for the ball to be returned to the centre. Somebody has souvenired it, so a new ball will come on.
John McCarthy's come on for North Melbourne. Eddie, he's from Tasmania, playing in his first senior game for the club, and he's on Bill and Hannah at the moment on a half-forward flank. Both forward lines wide open at the moment. Such a big ground, but only Mackenzie and Hepburn anywhere near the North Melbourne goal. The forward pockets and half-forwards playing right up.
About a minute and a half left in this quarter as Mossop goes up. Edwards got the tap. Holt tried to knock it on. Larkin twisting and turning. Kicks long. No one home as Clarkson comes in. Good play and gets flattened by Shine. So there's a book going to be pulled out here too by the looks of it. Umpire Gavin Dorr. Looks like he's going to add Brad Shine's name to his list, and he has done so. So another report. Clarkson flattened after he took a courageous mark. Maybe a bit of evening up there, Bruce.
No 15-metre penalty, which is a surprise at the moment. It was a very crude tackle by Shine. Not really warranted because Clarkson hadn't taken the mark, and now he'll bring him back 15 metres. And Clarkson's got some chance of kicking a goal here. Be a handy one for North Melbourne, almost on siren time.
Kicked a lovely goal early with the left foot on the turn from about 45 metres out. We'll see how he goes from dead in front. Kicking into a slight breeze. Alistair Clarkson, of course, who kicked the vital winning goal against Melbourne at the MCG early in the year, comes in. Drop punt on its way. No doubt about that one at all. 4 points to Clarkson. And North Melbourne now move ahead to a 5-point lead. Just about on siren time to end this first quarter.
3-2 to 2-3. North in front. So Shine's indiscretion costing Carlton there. Clarkson was out of his range, and the 15-metre penalty. He's able to kick truly. His second goal for the match, and North 5 points in front.
Umpire Ian Robertson comes in to bounce. 25 minutes gone, siren should ring, and there it is, right on schedule. And at quarter time, it's Carlton 2-3-15, trailing North Melbourne 3-2-20 by 5 points. A violent first quarter of football here at the semi-final of the Foster's International match.
Crowd now around about 15,000 people. People still coming into the ground. The goal kickers, Clarkson 2 and Demetriou 1 for North Melbourne. Kernahan 1 and Ogier 1. So just repeating a number of reports in that first quarter. North leading 3-2 to 2-3 at the Oval in London.
And as Bruce said, a pretty ugly first quarter over there in London, with North leading by 5 points, 3-2-20 to 2-3-15. The goal kickers for North Melbourne, Clarkson has 2 and Demetriou 1, Kernahan 1 and Ogier 1 for Carlton. We'll take a break now, but be back shortly with more action from London. You're on Network 10. And welcome back to 10's coverage of the Foster's Cup. Let's have a quick look at the stats. North Melbourne in front in the kicks, but Carlton well ahead in the marks and the handballs, and the scoring shots pretty even at this stage. So let's cross back now to the boys in London, and a rather controversial and ugly start to the game over there, boys.
Things may settle down because both Carlton and North Melbourne started to play footy towards the end of the term. North Melbourne leading by 5 points. Eddie, I guess Kernahan has been a focal point up forward for Carlton. He's wasted a couple of opportunities. Ogier chipped in for a goal. They haven't got a lot out of Dennis at the moment. Naily hasn't done a lot. Johnston and Buckley have both been pretty quiet. So the big guns for Carlton not really firing, and North Melbourne are in with a chance.
And I'm just looking down there now. Robert Walls is yelling abuse at Alistair Clarkson, the North Melbourne Rover. Stood there, and as Clarkson ran past, really gave him an ear bashing. So obviously the Carlton coach not very happy with one of the incidents in that first quarter. As you said, a number of the stars aren't really firing at the moment for either side. Johnson's been patchy. Nailey hasn't had much of a touch. Kernahan's been good. He's held his marks. He probably should have kicked another goal. McCann's given him a little bit too much room up forward. But the ball hasn't been delivered. It's wide open spaces. We expect to see fast open football, but that hasn't been the case. It's ironic that on Saturday there in Vancouver, where we're playing on a very smaller pitch, that the game was fast and furious. Today, this one hasn't even got out of first gear yet. Both coaches really gave it to their players at quarter time, so we should expect to see a far better showing in this quarter.
John Kennedy, the North Melbourne coach, a legend in the game, and of course Robert Walls, the form coach of 1987. So already Robertson and Nailey at one another, and Ian Robinson's not really going to get a chance to bounce the ball here, I don't think, because both Robertson and Nailey running into the centre circle. Here we go. Madden against Mossop. Second term at the Oval. North by 5 points. They won this corresponding game last year, and the winner to play Melbourne and Vancouver. And immediately North Melbourne get a free kick, and it'll be German from the centre, who had a good first term. Goes wide.
Smith now kicks wide, looking for Harris, punched away there by Mackenzie. A free kick's been paid for around the neck, and Big Harris will take the free kick, rather. So Darren Harris, very long kick of the football usually, will kick from about 55 metres. Mackenzie just being brought back. Kicks high and long, and it's a beauty. He's kicked it about 65, 70 metres, that kick. Harris has put it right through the centre. So North Melbourne go further ahead. They go to 4-2-26, leading Carlton 2-3-50.
North Melbourne 4-2 to 2-3. North Melbourne by 11 points after Harris's long goal. He did that a number of times when he was playing for South Adelaide and South Australia. Very, very big kick. Nailey round his body. Dennis. Nailey tried to soccer off the ground. Herman with a quick handball. And a free kick will go to Bernie Evans too high. So Evans from just forward of centre, looking for some space, going wide towards Williams, but it won't quite get to him. And Ogier comes in late. McCann takes the mark. Pretty poor kick there by Bernie Evans. No advantage being played. Hickey's got to bring it back, and McCann will take the mark at centre half back. Playing on Stephen Kernahan. This ground will be tiring underfoot, Eddie. They had a lot of rain, and whilst it looks good from here, I think it'll be pretty heavy, and these players are going to get tired.
Good kick from McCann, finds German. Goes around Madden, backs himself in, does it well, then goes short looking for McDonald. Rhys Jones from behind punches away. Going in is Mossop, tries to grab the ball. Hard in was Rhys Jones, but it comes out to hold onto his favourite left foot. Shines underneath the ball, takes a courageous mark.
Excellent mark by Shine. Left foot. Rhys Jones the target, and also Williams at the back. Floats over to Williams. He's got Madden short. That's the way he'll go. Madden from the centre wing. Back to Mark Williams. Namesake, of course, playing for the Brisbane Bears. McCann off the ground by Williams. As far as Dennis, Dennis's handball is a good one. Edwards with a chance, and he's missed and kicked it behind. Mark Edwards played in the reserves grand final, sharing the ruck with Madden today. Carlton 2-4, North Melbourne 4-2, same number of scoring shots. The Kangaroos by 10 points.
Carlton go into attack once more. Kernahan up high, takes another strong mark. Well judged by Stephen Kernahan on that occasion, and he'll line up from about 35 metres out from goal on a slight angle. So Stephen Kernahan, who's kicked one goal, one so far for the afternoon. Stephen McCann standing on the mark. And the Carlton captain, who's had such a great year this season, will line up. North Melbourne lead 26-16, 10 points. So the Blues need this goal to get a bit closer as Spargo comes off the ground for North Melbourne. Kernahan comes in, drop punt on its way. Seemed to swing across his body a bit there, but through for a goal. Kernahan second.
Nailey out of the centre as Carlton again go forward. They trail by 4 points. Kernahan's kicked 2 goals. Carlton with a big ascendancy in the air at the moment, and Herman free kick against him for holding the ball. Advantage allowed to play on? No, it's going to come back. So free kick going to Dwyer. Carlton 19 marks to 9 in that first term. and 18 handballs to 7. So Dwyer towards the centre. McDonald in the front spot. Dean over the back. Shine tries to burst his way through and succeeds. Gives Williams a chance. Trapped it rather cleverly, and now Dennis from centre half forward. Handball to Williams, no pressure at all. He should goal, and he has. So Carlton are in front. It's 4-4 to 4-2.
Good play there by Williams. As you said, trapped the ball well, then recovered, backed up his teammate, burst through, had enough time to steady, and instead of trying to kick the ball out of the ground, just was content to put it through. So the Blues hit the front, 28 to 26. They lead by 2 points. Game still a little bit slow, but Carlton seem to be getting their act together. Looking on replay there, Williams just jabs at the ball, tripped at the last moment, but it was good enough to put it through. Centre bounce, and Madden goes up. Gleeson comes through the centre. Smith, grabbed from behind by Kernahan. Nailey dives on top of the ball. Love now gets the hand pass out to Clarkson. Clarkson on the left boot, kicks up towards Harris. McKenzie from behind punches away. Good roving by German, has time to pick up. Looks for somebody to the centre, decides to have a shot himself with the left boot, and the shot is an absolute beauty. And German's put it right through the centre. Demetrio, Larkin with the left foot kick. Shine from behind, can't take the mark. Harris off the pack. Reece Jones tackles beautifully. Harris on top of the ball. Umpire Dorr says there'll be a ball up. Ball up about 20 metres out from goal.
Harris was home there. Reece Jones' tackle was fantastic there. He ran him down just when North Melbourne looked through. So Madden in the ruck. Harris lends a hand. German again. Breaks one tackle, couldn't break the other. Quick kick away there by Gleeson, only as far as the centre, and Mossop chips in to take a mark. First mark for the big fellow. Playing in the ruck. Drop punt, not a particularly good one. Madden spills an easy chest mark. Shine, surrounded by North Melbourne players. Demetrio looking for a free kick. Buckley is tripped, and he'll take a free kick from centre half back. In fact, take a 15-metre penalty. So it's Carlton 4-4, North 5-2 after the Kangaroos led by 5 points at quarter time. So Buckley from centre half back.
Jimmy Buckley, who's been out here all week promoting the match, employee of Carlton United Breweries, of course, has been told to go kick over the mark. Kicks down towards centre half forward. Dennis under the ball. Got the ride, couldn't take the mark. Dwyer picks up, clever handball out towards Larkin. Evans runs him down, but Larkin's too clever, gets the ball back towards Dwyer, who fell over at the crucial time. Has time to pick up. Handball was a shocker. Mossop picks up now, goes around his opponent and kicks up towards the wing position. Coming through was, for Carlton there, was Rode, who just came on the ground before. Johnston gets the kick, and Herman marks.
Herman goes short to the pocket. Too far for Evans. Oja tries to tap it back to Evans. Hickey crashes his way through. Good tackle there by Dennis, but stopped Hickey, but Ian Robinson says too high. Dennis did a strong job there because Hickey was through. Players finding it hard to keep their feet at the moment, cutting up the oval. Shine takes the mark at centre wing. He's had a good second term after being involved in a couple of the fights in the first quarter, but he wasn't alone. Just about everybody else was. Nailey has been rather quiet. Goes short, too far for Evans, and again a ball in. So Carlton is just not quite working for them at the moment. It's 4-4 to 5-2, and repeating the winner of this game goes in against Melbourne and Vancouver next Sunday for the grand final of the Foster's Challenge Cup.
Edwards and Mossop in the ruck. Mossop gets pushed, nobody gets the tap. Evans with the snap out of the pack is offline. Through for one behind. So Carlton go to 4-5-29. They trail North Melbourne 5-2-32.
Fairley or McCann to bring her back in. It'll be Fairley to bring her back in. North Melbourne attacking the pavilion end. Gates closed at the Oval. Crowd of around about 15,000. So from a promotional point of view, it's been a big success with a good crowd turning up. Williams over the top of the ball with Law. And also McCarthy there, and a ball up. Umpires have had a busy job here at the Oval with the number of reports in that first term. Ian Aiken, we hope he's all right, but it does not look good at all. It's carried off on a stretch if you've just joined us. Free kick will go to Madden at centre wing. Against Mossop. Quick handball to Dennis. Dennis will look for Kernahan in the pocket. Kick not too good, and it'll be a ball in. dangerous here if you're going to play the pockets, because they're so wide that it's going to take twice as many kicks to get to the goal from them.
Throw in about 35 metres around from the goal. Edwards punches it forward. Gleeson has a snap with the left boot, just dribbles it through for one behind. So Carlton move on to 4 goals, 6-30. They trail North Melbourne 5-2-32 by 2 points. We've been going for just on 11 minutes into the second quarter of the match here at the Oval.
Fairley from fullback. High drop punt. Mossop gave him the lead. Madden's at the back. Mossop thumps it away. Dwyer with a chance. He should get away from Madden. Takes a bounce. Herman tries to run him down. Dwyer with a little one towards centre wing. McDonald in the front spot. Dean in late. And McDonald played the free kick. So Donald McDonald from centre wing.
So Big Mac with blood streaming out of his eye. Kicks up towards centre half forward. Mackenzie's got the sit. Can't take the mark. Robinson off the pack. The kick's a good one. It's bouncing in towards the square. It's a goal. So a great goal there to Rowan Robertson. Beautiful right foot kick. Read the ball off the play. Was at the fall of the ball.
Love with a strong mark. Rhys Jones in late. And thought for a moment he might have given 15 metres away, but not to be. So Love from half forward. Looking for Mossop on a lead. At the back, Mackenzie does very well, only as far as Law. Quick handball by Road. Buckley tries to barge his way through. No luck there. And again, a ball up. So the tempo of the game just starting to lift a bit. North has kicked 3 goals in this quarter. Carlton's kicked 2-3. And the Kangaroos lead 6-2 to 4-6.
8 points the difference. Umpire Ian Robertson comes in to bounce. A lot of players milling around the ball. McDonald went up. Edwards got the tap. Law with the quick kick. Hannah at the front. Holt almost did it well, but cleaned up as Mackenzie burst through. Herman now gets the hand pass out towards Road. Clarkson comes in, takes the ball, gets around Road beautifully, holds the ball in play. Johnson goes at him. Now it comes out towards Dean, who's caught dropping the ball. Umpire says play on. McDonald tries to crash his way through. Now Rhys Jones goes through the pack. He's grabbed too high and he'll take the free kick.
Rhys Jones in the back pocket. North Melbourne disappointed there because they had him covered. Good tackle and Rhys would have been gone. He goes wide to Hannah. 2 bounces. Shine's going to do the shepherding along with Williams. They do it very well indeed. Allow Hannah for a 4th bounce. Hannah from the centre, so he's taking the ball from the back pocket to centre half forward. Hickey over the top, tries to kick it off the ground, and it'll be a ball up. It's Harris actually, not Hickey, coming in. It's a splendid bit of play there by Hannah. It's rebound footy at its best. Shine and Williams helping out with the Shepherds, and Hannah driving them to centre half forward.
About 45 metres out from goal. Madden gets the tap. Clarkson goes in. He was grabbed. Play on, says the umpire. Larkin on top of the ball, as is big Justin Madden. There'll be a ball up right on the 50-metre line. Carlton need a goal now. We've been going for 14 minutes. Madden gets the tap. Dennis, Steele, is tackled. Play on, says the umpire. Johnson goes in, gets a push in the back from Larkin. Umpire says dropping the ball, and Ross Smith will take the free kick.
So Smith from half-back. I think Johnson might hurt there. It was a crude tackle on his back after the free kick had been given against him. Edwards with a handball, only as far as Robertson. Now Herman, good handball to Nailey. Nailey across to Williams. Handball was poor though, missed the body. Williams chips one towards centre half forward. Goes to Evans. Evans from 40 metres out and he's missed it. So Bernie Evans has now kicked 2 points. Really should have goaled there. No pressure on him whatsoever. Carlton set it up beautifully. Even though Nailey's handball had missed the body, Williams had enough time to turn around and set it up. So it's 6-2 North Melbourne, 4-7 the Blues.
Wayne Johnson limping badly. He'll have to come off the ground. A long kick from McCann. Goes out and Dwyer takes the mark. No leads offering, so he goes wide out towards Fairley. Good play by Fairley, made up a lot of space. Comes in with a shocking left foot kick. Dean should have held a chest mark. Kicks off the ground. Dwyer picks up. Gets the hand pass back to Demetrio. Demetrio goes around. Good play. Kicks long towards centre half forward. McCarthy from behind takes a screamer. Great mark by McCarthy. Young player in for one of his few senior games. He kicks wide out towards Holt. Hannah punches away from behind. Clarkson, who's been roving well, gets tackled well by Mackenzie. Comes down to Evans. Evans has a bounce. Nowhere to go. Goes back to Nayley. Nayley over the top to Hannah, and Hannah will use Evans here.
So Evans from the back pocket. Drop punt. Ogier on a lead. Almost a good mark. Still got in the road. Hickey's long handball. Quick handball by Harris. Effective to Law as North Melbourne mount an attack. Law to the pocket. Love underneath it. Reece Jones comes in very late. Thumps the ball away and it'll be a ball in. Love in some pain too. I think Johnston's gone off for the Blues. He's hobbling off now, Wayne Johnston. And Jason Love really feeling that as Jones comes in late, collects the ball and also the back of Love's head. So Daru coming on from Western Australia for Carlton as Johnston limps off, and German with a chance now. Drop punt, and he's put it through. It's 7-2 to 4-7. Harris in the ruck, Johnston off the ground, and Love also off for North Melbourne. And Carlton need a goal here because North has pinched a bit of a break. Robertson from the centre, left foot. Wide. German not this time. He's been in everything else. Rhodes handball, good to Shine. Shine could have taken a bounce if he liked. He's decided to go towards Kernahan. Kernahan used his body beautifully against McCann. Runs himself out of play. Has to go backwards. Finally gets it across towards Daru. Daru, the Western Australian, playing his first game today for Carlton. Madden's high a big advantage. Nayley with a chip shot. He really should go from there. Hickey's trying to get back on it, but Nayley's put it through. 5-7 to 7-2. Nayley's got his first, and the Blues have got the answer for the Kangaroos.
Fairly needed goal there to Carlton. 7 points the difference. North Melbourne 7-2, 44. Carlton 5-7, 37. Nayley's first goal. There's been a switch. McCann has gone to full back on Madden, who's resting back there. And Fairley has come up to play on Kernahan.
North Melbourne on top on the hit-outs, 12-6 at this stage, make that 13-6 as Harris gets a big thump away. Reece Jones, McDonald tries to run him down. Kernahan tries to trap it towards the wing and knocks the ball out of bounds. At the Vauxhall end of the oval, after almost 19 minutes of play, it's Carlton 5-7. They've kicked 3 goals for in this quarter. North Melbourne very accurate. They've kicked 4 straight, they're 7-2. So 37-44 at the oval.
Mossop and Edwards. Mossop gets the tap. Dwyer kicks out towards Clarkson, finds him with a good pass. Clarkson straight away onto Spargo. Spargo goes long. Harris up high. Mackenzie from behind. The race is on now. Carlton kick it away through Road. Holt gets in front of him, uses his body well. Will try and swing onto his left boot. Tries to put it underneath. Williams goes in to lend assistance. Road with the handball clear. And it's McCarthy and Dean doing battle. Dean uses his experience well, knocks it forward and does it well. Rowan Robinson goes in, as does Dennis, and Gleeson is quite content to kick the ball over the line and out of bounds.
McCarthy showing his inexperience there. He really had to go harder at the ball. He was waiting for Dean, and Dean took advantage of it and thumped the ball away from the danger zone for Carlton. North Melbourne 14 free kicks, Carlton 8. We're late into the second term. Larkin's handball is first class to steal to Demetriou. Now the Kangaroos go forward, and good mark to Gleeson, who's probably been the best rover on the ground. Short to German, and German's been outstanding, Eddie. He's been the problem for the Blues. As McCarthy comes off, John Kennedy may be giving him a bit of a warning, and Jason Love coming back on.
Yes, once again, good play there by Alistair Clarkson. Found German. German, who's been deadly with his kicking so far, has kicked 2 straight goals. Lining up. Tight angle. Kicks on its way. Just sneaks it through for a goal. So that's good play by German. He's kicked his 3rd.
Three goals to German. They've all been excellent shots. He really has been the danger man with 10 kicks for North Melbourne. They still lead by 13 points. 4 minutes to go in this second quarter. 5 straight goals to the Kangaroos in this second term. Beautiful day at the Oval. Packed house, really, for football. Crowd of about 15,000. So, Mossop and Edwards.
Carlton out of the centre through Dennis. Ross Smith leads the race for the ball for North Melbourne. Comes onto the left boot, kicks out wide towards Dwyer. Dwyer picks up well. Looks down forward, has time to pick out his mark, looks for German. Hannah from behind punches. He's given away a free kick, and Peter German, who's been one of the best players for North Melbourne, will take the free kick. No leads offering. High kick, Love and Rode. Rode pulls him down, play on, says the umpire. Shine comes onto the right boot, looks for Rhys Jones, and Rhys Jones is casual as you like, puts out his hands and takes the mark.
Rhys from centre wing, winner of the Norm Smith medal in the grand final against Hawthorn, where he did the job on Brereton. Kernahan with the lead. Smith chipped in. Now Gleeson did it very well. Goes short towards centre half forward. The lead there of Ogier, but still chipped in the meantime to take the mark. And North can mount an attack now. Goes wide to McCann.
McCann kicks high. Nobody home for North Melbourne. Shine underneath it. Drops the mark. Should have held it. Love the handball out towards Clarkson. Mackenzie puts his body in. Dean knocks forward. Mackenzie recovers well. Comes round onto the left boot. Took far too long. Just kicked it out of bounds on the full. Darren Steele will take the free kick for the North Melbourne side.
Very awkward there, Warren Mackenzie. About 3 or 4 minds at one stage. Wasn't sure what to do. Still with a high ball. Edwards gets underneath it, and so does Mackenzie. And he makes up for that indiscretion. Handball, Gleeson, Dean made a mistake. Robertson, chance here now, and good mark to German. So Dean's really going to cost Carlton here. After missing a very easy handball, Robertson was able to chip in, get away a quick torpedo punt, and German's taken the mark. He's kicked 3. He's kicked 4. It's 9-2 to 5-7. 9-2 to 5-7. The Kangaroos in full flight at the Oval. Buckley tries to go through. North Melbourne with a very handy lead, 56 to 37, close to the half-time siren. Gleeson tries to crash his way through. Holt's there with him. Gleeson over the top of the ball. Smith puts a tackle on him, and Gleeson a free kick against him. So North Melbourne can mount another attack, this time through Smith at centre half back.
Smith to Steele, former under-19 teammates. Steele to Rowan Robertson. Kicks wide, looking for Spargo. Spargo backs back and takes the mark. Good play by Spargo, read the play well on that occasion. Backed back, had 5 or 10 yards on David Rhys Jones. So Paul Spargo will line up from 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Melbourne Rovers doing the job at the moment. They're on top, both Clarkson and Robertson.
Spargo's kick right on the siren is a goal. And North Melbourne now go for 10 goals to 62. Carlton 5-7-37 at half-time.
So a very, very good quarter there to North Melbourne. They kicked 7 goals without a miss. German being the main instigator. He's kicked 4 for the game so far. And Carlton could only add 3 goals for. So North Melbourne have really pinched the break here, 62 to 37. It happened also quickly in that last 5 minutes of the second quarter. The goal kickers so far for North Melbourne, German's kicked 4. Robertson has kicked 1 along with Harris, Demetriou, Spargo, and Clarkson's got 2. So German 4 and Clarkson 2, the multiple goal kickers. For Carlton, it's Kernahan 2, Nady 1, Ogier 1, and Williams 1. So Eddie, some problems here for Carlton. They trail 37 to 62, and I think Robin Walls will have plenty to say at half-time.
Yes, and Carlton have to improve. Their repeat of last year's win to North Melbourne will happen again here at the Oval.
So that's the scene here at half-time, with North Melbourne leading 62 to 37, and we'll be back in the second half. And welcome 10 sports action in Australia. Beautiful day here at the Oval. No sign of rain. The forecast was for sunny periods with the occasional shower. There is a dark cloud or 2 overhead, but I think we're going to get through this game without rain. As we said earlier on, there's been a lot of rain in London this week, and we've been very lucky. The gasometer in the background, everybody enjoying themselves. View of London in the background. It's the Vauxhall end that we're looking from the Pavilion end down towards the Vauxhall end at the moment. Well, Bob Ansett, of course, has a high profile, just like John Elliott back in Australia, and Bob's the chairman of the North Melbourne Football Club, and he revealed that one of their former champions, Malcolm Blight, is all set to rejoin the Kangaroos next season. A Blight, who quit as coach of the Woodville club in South Australia a few weeks ago, could be involved as an assistant coach and a selector. Our man in London, Mike Tankred, believes Blight will be groomed for John Kennedy's job as senior coach once John decides to hang up his old coat once and for all. Mike also spoke to Bob Ansett about possible changes to the national competition. So here's Bob Ansett with Mike Tankred.
Bob, the National League had its critics when it first started off. What did you think of the first year?
On almost every form of assessment, it was an outstanding success. The fact that 2 new teams came into the competition, one, I believe, won 11 games and the other 6 or 7, in itself was a great achievement, particularly when you think that neither team existed at this time last year. So they had to acquire players, they had to acquire a playing field, they had to acquire an administration, and there's no doubt that it stimulated an overall interest, not just in those states that joined the competition, but in Melbourne too. And we were all a little reluctant to experience change, and we feel uncomfortable and anxious when we introduce change of any sort. But at the end of the season, there's no doubt that the whole football competition was greatly stimulated through this expansion. And I hope that it's the beginning of what will see it become truly an Australian competition, with Adelaide and later Canberra and Tasmania that form part of what will be our major national sport, because Aussie football is our only homegrown game, and it should be a national sport.
When would you like to see teams like Canberra and Adelaide come into the competition, Bob?
I think it's appropriate that we settle down the competition with the 14 teams, and maybe 1988 will see that well established. And I personally would like to see a continued expansion as quickly as realistically possible, maybe 89 or 90 as being the time to see additional teams added.
Do you think in one season you managed to win over all the supporters who were against the National League?
Well, I think it'd be foolhardy to suggest that they all were won over, but I believe that people that weren't deeply interested in football, that had drifted away from the game for a number of years, all of a sudden got interested again, and that was the positive side of it. And of course, the thing that hasn't been spoken much about is that the condition of so many teams in the VFL were financially powerless at the end of last year, and the addition of the 2 extra teams stimulated greatly the financial income that the teams received. So in itself, it may have saved several teams from either disappearing or merging or going into state. So I believe from Melbourne's point of view, we can be thankful that the additional revenue generated through the national competition helped those teams that were in financial trouble.
Back to North Melbourne, I hear recently that Malcolm Blight announced his retirement over in South Australia. Are you trying to get him back for the Kangaroos?
We'd like Malcolm to be back involved with North Melbourne. He's a great champion and a great North Melbourne player. He's being relocated from his business point of view, and I think he's a little uncertain yet as to whether he wants to immediately get back involved with football, but he's got an invitation from North Melbourne to come back, and he's thinking about it, and I'm hopeful that he'll be back with us in some way next year.
In what capacity, Bob?
Well, it's early to say, but he might be making some contribution as a selector, or he might be involved with some of the training and coaching. We really haven't got that far down the track yet, excepting to offer an open invitation to Malcolm to come back and get involved with North Melbourne.
So very interesting there, Bob Ansett talking to Mike Tankred about the National Football League, and also perhaps Malcolm Blight's involvement with North Melbourne once again. And as you can see, everybody's enjoying themselves here at half-time at the Oval. The gates are closed. There are more than 600 Australians trying to get into the ground at the moment, and they've been locked out. So the scenes on the Oval are quite exciting. They're just as exciting outside as well. But it really has been a big day here at the Oval. The very, very large crowd in attendance. Such a crowd that the officials decided to close the gate. So this is the English style of football being played at the moment. The News, Carlton trailing 37-62.
Now, Kappa, a big chance here on Langford. Oh, dear, oh, what a mark! Oh! I was all set to call a free kick. He sort of hung over the back and the ball fell into his hands. What's this?
And welcome back to the Oval, with North Melbourne having a very good lead at half-time. as you've seen on the highlights, and no doubt you saw in the first quarter, very violent first term. Ian Aiken is suffering from concussion. We don't know whether his jaw is broken or not. It's one of the poorest incidents we've seen in a VFL game, but obviously the tribunal, whether it's heard here in London or somewhere in North America before the Foster's Challenge is completed, or back in Melbourne, there'll be a lot of tales to tell out of that first quarter particularly. But North took charge in the second term, and Carlton have got to make some progress here. They really do. They're kicking to the pavilion end. It is the scoring end. Eddie Maguire takes up the commentary with Mossop in the ruck.
North Melbourne 62, Carlton 37. Third quarter of the Foster's Challenge Cup. Dwyer goes through. Larkin kicks wide. Carlton through Dean. Hand passes back to Shine. Shine kicks wide looking for Nailey. Nailey takes the mark. Good mark to Nailey. Thrown to the ground by Robertson after he took it. So Carlton into attack straight away. Robertson holding onto his leg. Nailey getting a 15-metre penalty. Plays on straight away. Has two bounces. Decides to go around Hickey. Does it well. Kicks from about 55. Goes short and finds Ogier. So Darren Ogier has the chance to put Carlton's first score for the second half up on the board within a minute. They desperately need a goal to get back into this game. Ogier, who's been playing at full forward, takes a strong mark, unattended, and will line up from about 35 metres out from goal. In the background, Jim Buckley is getting a treatment from a trainer. Looks like he's injured his right knee. But Ogier, we've got a good shot right behind him here. Comes in, kicking to the pavilion end of the ground. Sliced it across his body. Has only been successful in kicking 1 point. So a bad miss there for Darren Ogier. Normally a very good kick for goal. And the Blues desperately needed one there.
1-2 to Ogier as Carlton trail by 4 goals. They've had 13 scoring shots to 12, but they trail by 24 points. McCann goes towards Mossop. Edwards up against him as Madden's playing on the forward line at the moment. Tapped on by Mossop the hole. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Normally a left footer. Goes with the right foot towards full forward. Harris gets into the back there of Mackenzie, and Mackenzie will take a free kick. Big men for North Melbourne haven't done a lot up forward. Hepburn's been rather quiet. Harris chipped in with 1 goal, but it's mainly been through their followers and rovers where they've got their goals.
So Carlton need to improve. A lot of Blues fans here. That kick from Mackenzie was a floater. Went over the head of the players. Buckley's in there on the bottom of the pack. Bit of pushing and shoving going on there. Larkin and Nailey. And it's on again. Edwards in there. Law, the North Melbourne strongman, grabs him. Mossop. And Edwards having a bit of a shove. Mossop, the experienced player. Edwards, the newcomer for Carlton. Both heavyweights. Fans loving it here at the Oval.
Of course, North Melbourne won't be too disappointed with no time on in these quarters being played, and they lead by 4 goals, so they're going with that as much as they like. So free kick there to North Melbourne after all that, and it's going to be Larkin with a drop punt. He's looking towards Donald McDonald. Over the back, Mackenzie. Mackenzie, the quick handball away. Kick by Robertson to Dwyer. And Dwyer now only 25 metres out with a terrific chance to put North Melbourne 5 goals in front. 10-2 to 5-8. North right on top at the moment. It's hard to see Carlton getting out of it too, the way they're playing. Not enough's happening for them. System's falling down. Look rather lethargic all day. Dwyer from 25 metres, drop punt, and he's put it through for a goal. So North lead 11-2 to 5-8. Buckley picking up Clarkson at the moment. Clarkson, of course, involved in the Aiken merely in the first quarter. So Edwards goes in against Mossop, to the antagonist in this term. Nailey with a backhander, which goes about 30 metres. Law with a high ball towards centre-half forward. Almost a very good mark. This is a fight on behind play. Buckley and also Clarkson. Buckley deciding to even up for what happened earlier on. Unfortunately, losing concentration totally about the game. That was just like a pub brawl going on there between Jim Buckley and Alistair Clarkson. Obviously, Jim had decided that the Ian Aitken situation had to be evened up, and he's tagging Clarkson at the moment, but Carlton have got to start concentrating and trying to kick a goal or two.
And umpire Ian Robinson has reported Jim Buckley for that incident. Good mark there to Carlton. Road. Buckley shadowing Clarkson as Road kicks up towards centre-half forward. Ogier has the sit from behind. 3 Carlton players spoil each other. Off the pack beautifully was Herman. Evans now has to lead to the rest of the ball. Dwyer tackles beautifully. Picked up by Hannah. Hickey ducks his head and breaks through the pack. A lovely handball over to Demetrio. Demetrio turns, kicks out wide looking for Clarkson.
Clarkson at half-back. Buckley, who we believe has been reported just a moment ago, to Demetrio. Short, centre wing. Just in place, Spargo takes the mark. Over the top, Demetrio again. Through the centre with Run. Short pass. It's a good one towards half-forward. And North Melbourne right on top of the moment with Jason Love. Maybe just too far out to score. He's about 45 metres out. Kernahan on the mark. And a goal here to North Melbourne will give them a 6-goal lead. Drop punt by Love's. Good strong kick. And he has just missed. It's a behind to Love, so it's 11-3. In fact, Daddy, that's the first behind to North Melbourne since halfway through the first quarter. 11-3 to 5-8.
Another fight going on behind play. Players break up. The kick comes out to Williams. Carlton really need to do something now as Williams comes out of the fence, kicks up towards the wing position. Buckley underneath the ball. Should have marked the ball. Comes through to Herman. Herman kicks wide out towards Shine, and Shine drops a sitter. Should have marked that. Recovers well. Is tackled by Smith. Play on, says the umpire. Smith does it well. Knocks it forward. Hannah picks up. Punched on there by Smith. Demetrio. Hand pass was too strong for German. Now it's Williams for Carlton. Gets the handball over the top to Nailey. Nailey twists and turns. Has a bounce. Onto the left foot. Gets the hand pass to Gleeson. Gleeson fumbles. Goes around Smith. Handballs back to Nailey. Nailey's got all the time in the world now to pick up. Find somebody to kick to. Chips in short towards Gleeson. But Dwyer, who's been a great player today for North Melbourne, sticks up one hand and grabs it. In the background, Nailey's into another fight.
It's just ridiculous the things that are going on behind play at the moment.
Nailey and Steele, 2 players who are normally ball players, having a bit of a wrestle. There's nothing in it now, but shouldn't be going on at all.
So Dwyer from half-back, well, tucked away right in the back pocket. He's had a lot of kicks. Most of them have been wide on the boundary line, but he has set up some plays. McCann with a long ball towards half-forward. McDonald in the right spot, and he takes a very good mark against Dean. See how wide these wings are. Another fight going on at full forward this time. It's hard to concentrate on the footy at the moment as McDonald goes towards the centre of the ground as the fight goes on at full forward. About 6 or 7 players involved. Umpires finally break it up as Kernahan goes to Ogier, and Ogier takes the mark. It's going to be paid. I'm feeling they may take plays on to Evans as it goes on. Now Evans should kick a goal. He's only 20 metres out, and he's missed. So things not going right for Bernie Evans or for Carlton at the moment.
And it's on again.
Oh, this is absolutely ridiculous. So 3 points to Evans.
Edwards has dropped Ross Smith.
Carlton obviously think they need some evening up to do, and the umpire's bringing the book out again, Ian Robinson.
Buckley is going down just behind play. I'm keeping an eye on this. The goal umpire's come out. Buckley is trying to intimidate Clarkson, and the goal umpire's having a word to him as the other goal umpire at the other end is having a word to a number of players.
I was going to say it just before Evans had the shot for goal that I thought they were going to take off Clarkson because of the attention he's getting now. Smith is bathed in blood there. It's, no, it's not.
It's John Law.
Yeah, John Law, who's got an enormous gash over his right eye. And I guess you're getting sick of us saying it back in Australia, but it's quite disgraceful.
Another report. Umpire Ian Robinson will have writer's cramp by the end of this day.
I think Edwards is playing in his first game for Carlton today, and he's been involved in about 15 fights.
He's a bit sick and sorry at the moment. Somebody's obviously squared off for North Melbourne. John Law, a very tough player, but tough and fair. Tough in that he does the hard things. He's got a cut eye at the moment. Crowd not knowing what to do. They've come here to watch football, not fights. Edwards looks like he's going to come off the ground. He's limping. Number 51, Gerald Butts for Carlton, is warming up.
Of course, with no time on being played in these games, we're up to almost 10 minutes into the third quarter, and it's 11-3 to 5-9. So it's 69 to 39, and whilst all the... In fact, that point being paid as a free kick, actually, to Law. After that, so Law, with blood streaming out of his forehead, goes out towards half-back. The handball by Herman. Kernahan, well played, fairly. There's a few players at the moment that don't really want the ball too hard. More interested in having a Skype behind play. Quick kick away by the Blues. Road towards centre-half forward. Robertson takes a splendid mark, and North Melbourne is doing it well, Eddie.
Now Robertson now kicks out wide, looking for Demetrio. Demetrio underneath it, takes the mark. Daru tries to give him one. It's a good mark by Andrew Demetrio.
He's won the centre, Eddie, after a fairly quiet start. Demetrio's had a good second and big third quarters.
Over to Robertson, who comes down from half-back. Kicks long. Mackenzie from behind for Carlton. Good play there for North Melbourne by Longmire. The 16-year-old has just come onto the ground. McDonald over the top. Madden has been unsighted for a quarter. Gleeson goes in. Spargo tackles. Play on. Demetrio. A long handball out the back towards Love. Jason Love into the open goal, and North Melbourne kick their 12th. Well, back in the centre, North Melbourne lead 12-3, 75 to 5-9, 39 Carlton. Mossop. Madden gets the tap. Robertson out of the centre, smothered there by Evans. Steele knocks it along the ground, goes through well. Picked up by Herman. He's tackled solidly by Larkin. Comes out to Evans. Bernie Evans fumbles. Good play by Robertson to knock it away. Road, Mossop, Shine, Demetrio picks up. Nobody to handball, so he goes for the kick. Looks for Love out in the half-forward flank. Love's punched away there by Daru. Now, Daru has plenty of time to pick up and steady. Goes for the short pass and finds Ogier with one of the first passages of play from Carlton to come out of defence and find a forward.
Ogier 55 metres out. The Blues need a goal. They need about 4 or 5 of them. John Law's off the ground at the moment. He's very badly injured. So that cut clear up. Ogier with a long kick. So kick right to the goal square. McCann, Kernahan, Fairley. North Melbourne much more desperate at the moment, and it will be a ball up. So since half-time, we've had about 8 fights, and Carlton's added 2 points, and North has kicked 2-1. They've dominated the game. After quarter-time, they led 3-2 to 2-3. Law off the ground. Very badly gashed head. North Melbourne 19 frees to Carlton 9. It's been a very difficult game to umpire. McCann over the shoulder, hoping more than anything else. Williams almost a specky. Steele, German. German kicks the ball as it was touched as the ball went over the line. There'll be a ball.
Wild plays down at the pavilion end of the ground. Jim Buckley and Alistair Clarkson continue to niggle each other, or should I say Jim Buckley continues to niggle Alistair Clarkson. Throw in. Mossop. Ogier goes in for Carlton. He's pulled off the ball. Hickey, good play. The kick finds Justin Madden on the chest. So big Justin can drive forward for Carlton now.
Drop punt, looks for Kernahan. Hickey at the back. Strong mark taken by Ogier. Ogier's giving North Melbourne some problems up forward at the moment, and he, rather than Kernahan's been the focal point in this third quarter. He's got a chance here, and he's kicked 1 goal, 2. The Blues have added only just 2 points in this second half. An area where we thought Carlton would dominate was in the hit-outs, but Madden has been eclipsed today. North Melbourne 18 hit-outs to Carlton 10. So this is a very important kick. Ogier from only 35 metres out, almost directly in front. Kick looks all right. He's put it through, so go to Ogier.
Carlton go into attack once more. Nailey takes the mark. He plays on straight away. Nailey with the short pass looking for Ogier. The diving mark comes off. And Darren Ogier, who has kicked 2 goals for the game, has the chance to kick his second in a matter of a minute. So the Blues certainly need this one. Ogier missed one from the same position earlier in the quarter. They trail 45 to 75, 30 points to difference. We've been going for 15 and a half minutes into this third quarter. And if the Blues are going to come back, Ogier needs to kick this goal. He's only 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. Drop punt. Swings it in. Has it made it? Yes, says the umpire. Ogier kicks his third. Carlton is starting to...
Shine. Gleeson. Now Evans from half forward. Again short. This time looking towards Butts, the new player. Now Naley with a chance to show his skills. Can't get around still. Butts off the ground, got through Smith's leg. Evans will go off the ground, and he has kicked A behind. Crowd loved it. A la soccer. So Bernie has kicked 4 points today, and it's 7-10 to 12-3. The Blues have got a chance here of getting back within some sort of touch at three-quarter time.
And the crowd's starting to come to life now. Carlton starting to look like the team that won the premiership against Hawthorn so convincingly. Madden from behind, Mossop at the front. Neither player gets the ball. Dwyer picks up, kicks out towards the half-forward line. Spargo overruns the ball. Reece Jones picks up, does it well. Kicks around the body towards Shine and Steele. Ogier picks up. Coming into the game a bit now, Darren Ogier. Madden leaves it for Herman. Herman goes long. Daru's got the set up from, Butts rather. Hannah now. Good play, Hickey.
Hickey to Fairley. Fairley with a long ball towards the centre. In the front spot, Road over the back, Larkin. Larkin did it cleverly. One bounce. He's got some space. Goes wide towards half forward. Almost a mark to Longmuir, who's a young 16-year-old. Quick kick by Daru round his body. Missed there by Herman. Dwyer and Buckley. Jimmy, who spent most of the quarter rubbing shoulders with Alistair Clarkson. Good pick up there by McCarthy. Back towards Clarkson, who's, of course, was involved in the Aiken incident. As light rain starts to fall at the Oval, and now the Blues come back into attack.
Carlton come forward. Ogier underneath the pack. McCarthy from behind with one hand. Can't take the mark, and the ball goes over the line to be thrown in. 18 minutes gone in the third quarter. Carlton 52, Trail North Melbourne 75. The half-forward line for Carlton. Madden and Mossop. Madden gets the tap, grabs it. Quick kick by Road. McCann, kick smothered. German picks up. Spargo. Spargo hooks in towards the centre half-forward position. Good mark there to North Melbourne. And Alistair Clarkson will take his kick. Clarkson handballs the German, who's broken away. He's got space, 50 metres out, goes long with the drop punt. It's on its way. Peter German has hit the post, has he? Yes. Well, bad luck there for German. Looked like he was going to kick his 5th goal. He's kicked 4 goals, 1 now. As Carlton come out from defence.
Daru goes wide. Evans and German. Evans towards centre half forward. Dennis with a fly. Almost a specky. Hannah got the charge from 55 metres out. Drop punt towards the goal square. Sneaking through from behind. Rushed over by Fairley. And the Blues 7-11 to 12-4. 23 points of difference. Hannah hasn't had a lot in this game. He hasn't done a lot. That's his first behind.
Holt from behind, punches away. Gleeson tackled, didn't have a chance to get rid of the ball, but the umpire says dropping the ball. Free kick will go to North Melbourne. And John Holt will be the recipient. No, it will be McCarthy. So John McCarthy kicks long towards the wing position. McDonald underneath it. Williams over the top. German flicks it out towards Robertson. Robertson has plenty of time, has a bounce. Goes for the handball over the top to Clarkson or Love. Comes in towards McDonald. McDonald takes an easy mark. He's going to line up from about 52 metres out from goal as the rain starts to come down here in London.
Hasn't kicked a goal so far, McDonald. Long way out. Playing 21 minutes almost, so a goal here to North would give them a big break going into three-quarter time. 25-minute quarters. It's the second game in the Foster's Challenge Cup, and the outsiders, North Melbourne, well and truly in front. Kick not making the distance, punched away by McKenzie, and it'll be a ball in. So I don't know what Robert Walls could do for Carlton to get out of this. Stayed in touch in this term with a couple of quick goals to Ogier.
Throw in, McDonald. Madden gets the tap. Daru kicks out. North players crash. Love with a kick. It's a high bounce, but it's just gone through, offline, through for a behind. So Jason Love's kicked 1 goal, 2. would have been lucky to get a goal with that one. Carlton come out wide. Jim Buckley dashes away, has a bounce. Kicks wide, looking for Dean. Ross Smith comes out. Good play, Ross Smith, a good, strong player. Paddles it in front of him now. Has time to recover. Buckley smothered well. Dwyer goes in, knocks it forward. Dean now, crunched by Longmire, picked up by Herman. Herman kicks long. Dennis Pagan in the road, the North Melbourne runner. Hickey takes the mark.
So Hickey from the back pocket. It's North leads 77 to 53. Look for McDonald. Oja's tackle was pretty crude. Smith with a long kick towards centre half forward. Big fly from the back by Clarkson, I should say. Left foot round his body's a good one. Rhys Jones gets underneath it and takes the mark. Played a subdued role really, Rhys, today. He hasn't made many mistakes. He's involved in that fight earlier on, but I don't think that was his fault. And it's on behind play again with Daru getting involved, with a couple of North Melbourne players, and now Buckley getting involved. We'll go back to the footy for a moment as Gleeson's got the ball at half back and Holt's all over the top of him, as Clarkson and Rhys Jones are at full forward. So you can't see that on the screen at the moment, but another one of these big fights going on in the forward line. So 30-metre penalty and Gleeson from the centre wing.
Unbelievable situation there where Clarkson was having to run away from three Carlton players who were chasing after him, trying to belt his head off. Dennis now kicks long. Kernahan underneath the pack, almost takes the mark. Madden tries to claim it. Coming through is Hickey, gets his boot to the ball. Shine now from about 40 metres out the left foot, kicks a floater. Hannah takes the mark. So Mil Hannah has the chance to kick Carlton's 8th goal and bring the Blues right back into this game. 2 metres out, makes no mistake.
And a bit disappointing, Kernahan, after a good start. Hasn't really done much since quarter time, where he kicked a couple of goals. So McCarthy from centre half back.
Long kick. McDonald punches away. Good play there by German. The long kick could bounce through. No, it's been touched. Clarkson off the ground. No, touched through. Didn't get there in time. Rhys Jones goes in now, and it's on again. Behind the goals this time as Clarkson scurries away. Every time the young North Melbourne rover goes near the ball, at least 3 Carlton players go at him. We watch again here. Longmire pushed out by Buckley. Ball just over the line. Looks like he put his foot over the line. So bad luck there for Clarkson.
So John Kennedy playing Clarkson the ultimate compliment by keeping you on. It's obvious to everybody here that Carlton are trying to square up to the Aiken incident earlier on. As we go to the almost three-quarter time as Nady drives it to the half-forward flank. McCann's done a good job as the rain starts to pour down at the oval. Still round his body. Siren will go at any stage. It's a wonky old siren here. Spargo, Demetrio, and also Larkin. Daru's had a fairly good third quarter. He's had a number of kicks. Madden did well, the big man. Handball over towards Road. Missed by Evans. Evans has made a lot of mistakes in this quarter. He's had a chance to kick a couple of goals. He goes short, but chipping in McCarthy. So McCarthy to repel. He should go into McDonald at centre of the ground as the siren goes for three-quarter time. And North Melbourne lead 12-6, 78 to Carlton 8-11-59. So it's the Kangaroos by 19 points after at one stage in this term they led by 36. North kicked 12-4 in this quarter, rather kicked 2-4 in this term, and Carlton managed to add 3-4. So Carlton back in business, but again, Eddie, unfortunately, the quarter marred by ridiculous behind-field incidents.
Well, Bruce, it was one of the, well, for the first time I think I've ever seen where a North Melbourne player or a player in general had to run away from three opponents who were trying to belt his head off. Certainly not a good spectacle for the overseas public.
So an exciting last quarter we hope coming up with Carlton trailing by 19 points.
So Carlton fighting their way back now, only 19 points behind. The three-quarter time scores 12-6-78 to 8-11-59. Let's have a look at the major goal kickers. And for North Melbourne, German has 4 and Clarkson 2. And for Carlton, Ozier 3 and Kernahan 2. To the stats now. No, we haven't got the stats. We'll take a break and we'll be back shortly with more action from the Foster's Cup from London.
Welcome back to 10 sports action in Australia. Still light rain falling at the Oval. It has subsided a little since late in that third quarter. Carlton in with a chance, 8-11 to 12-6. And in the stats department, the Blues 111 kicks to 120 for North Melbourne. Marks 49 Carlton, they have an ascendancy. North Melbourne 35. Free kicks, North 21, Carlton 9. Handballs, Carlton 51 to 42. Hit-outs, North Melbourne 20 to 13. And scoring shots 18 apiece. I think Ian Robinson will be pretty pleased when this is all over and done with. It's been a very, very hard game to umpire. And even before the start of this last quarter, Rhys Jones and Spargo have been at it. Clarkson and also Buckley have been at it. And just hope that the sides can settle down and play 25 minutes of footy, because unless Carlton can concentrate quickly, I know they're very upset with the Aiken incident, but they've got to really get it out of their mind now. They've got to concentrate because they're over 3 goals behind. It's an important game for them. So it's Madden in the ruck against Mossop. Start of the last quarter, the winner to go through to play Melbourne and Vancouver.
Umpire Robinson bounces the ball. Mossop and Madden. Madden gets the tap. Ogier comes through. German for North Melbourne clears, but only as far as Dean, who takes the mark. He goes out wide looking for Gleeson. Hard mark to take, but he recovers well. Gets it into Ogier. Ogier breaks through the pack, swings onto the left boot looking for Hannah. Hannah moved, pushed out of the way beautifully there by Fairley. Great use of the body, and Fairley takes the mark.
Fairley goes wide to Holt on the centre wing. Holt takes a safe mark. Madden coming in late. North has led at every change. 3-2 to 2-3, 10-2 to 5-7, 12-6 to 8-11. Holt with a familiar left foot. Centre half forward. McDonald went up early. Rhys Jones. Spargo. Not German. Love with a handball. It's a good one to Larkin. It'll sit for Larkin, I feel. He'll try and get it across towards Clarkson. Daru chips in. Buckley round his body.
Rhys Jones now has the run of the ball, picks up, handballs to Williams. Williams is about 10 metres clear. Kicks long. Dennis. Nobody gets near the ball. Madden has the run of the ball now. He's tackled by Mossop. And the ball's knocked over the line and out of bounds. 2 big giraffes running for the ball there. Neither one wins the contest.
Justin's had a rather disappointing afternoon. Started reasonably well in the first 10 or 15 minutes, but the North Melbourne Rucks have done a good job, despite the fact we've been up against it height-wise. And again, it's going to be a ball in. 25-minute quarters, no time on, so this is all in North Melbourne's favour. And they lead by 19 points. It's going to be hard for Carlton to kick 5 or 6 goals, and that's what they have to do to win.
In the hit-out department's at 3-quarter time. North Melbourne 20 to Carlton's 13, so a clear winning margin there to North Melbourne. As Love tries to pick up the ball, Daru taps it under his legs. Williams now soccers it off the ground. Nailey almost takes the mark. Tries to spin out of the pack. Shine kicks off the side of his boot up towards half forward, and Ross Smith's in the way for North Melbourne.
Goes wide to Dwyer. Dwyer, who's had a lot of his kicks wide on the wing, way out in front of Herman. Spargo provides the lead, so does Hickey. He chips it towards Spargo. Rhys Jones in very late. Free kick to Spargo. Paul Spargo was 21 2 days ago here in London, and he and his teammates might be doing some celebrating tonight.
Spargo kicks up to the league from Longmire. Goes up, got his hands to it, couldn't hold the mark. Good play by McKenzie. Down to Evans. Evans blind turns. Handball is a shocker. Larkin capitalises on it. Gets a good handball over to Love. Love has a long shot. Ball goes over the line and out of bounds. Buckley prepared to let Clarkson go for the ball and maybe get another chance to have a go at him. It'll be a throw in 20 metres round from the goal.
Madden, McDonald. McDonald in the front spot. Clarkson and Buckley. And again a ball in. Not much happening for Carlton at the moment. German's been the main goal scorer today with 4. And again McDonald and Madden. Madden in the front spot, looks for a free kick, none coming. McDonald over the top. Both Rode and Daru on top of him. And again a ball up. So this is all suiting North Melbourne at the moment.
Ball up about 20 metres out from the goal. Madden and McDonald. Madden gets the tap. Rode over his head. Coming through is McCarthy for North Melbourne. His high kick is out of bounds on the full. And either Daru or Rhys Jones will take the free kick. He's paid it to Daru. So the former West Australian will kick Carlton out of defence. The Blues need to get a couple of goals quickly on the board.
Kernahan in the front spot. Almost a spectacular mark to McCarthy, the Tasmanian. But Dwyer took the handball off Steele. Dwyer with a drop punt. Rhys Jones underneath it takes an easy mark. Sets it up with a handball. Dean's away. Gleeson's going to have to run for him, and so's Evans. Goes out to Evans. Bernie, who's kicked 4 points today, quickly plays on, not a good kick. Attacking the ball was Butts. Road with a left footer. This could go close. It'll go through, I think. It has bounced through, and the Blues get a goal.
Towards Smith at half-back for North Melbourne. He clears out towards Jason Love on the half-forward flank. Daru behind him. Love can't take the mark. Gets pushed in the back, and he'll take the free kick. Play on, says the umpire. Espargo kicks clear. Buckley comes through for the Blues. Handballs over the top towards Williams. Williams has a paddock in front of him and no one to chase him. Says he's going to go long. Kicks out towards Gleeson, who's under the ball. Puts out one hand. Should have marked it. Gleeson goes in, though. Gets the handball to Nailey, and the Blues are away. Nailey goes in for the centering kick. McCann dives and couldn't take the ball. Larkin now for North Melbourne. Can't pick up. Swings around. Gets the handball over to McCarthy. McCarthy back to Demetrio, and North Melbourne come clear.
So North from defence. Demetrio's handball to Smith. Smith to McCarthy has been quite impressive. That's a particularly good kick towards full forward. Mackenzie there against Hepburn. Has been off the ground for a while. Chance here for McRae, who's just come onto the ground. He's kicked the goal. Walked onto the ground about 3 minutes ago, and Dean McRae has put it through, and it's made Carlton's job very hard.
Madden with the tap. Road can't get the kick away. McCarthy off the ground, a high kick. Spargo leads the race. Bad bounce. Good handball from German under pressure. Back to Spargo. Spargo goes short. Hepburn got pushed in the back. Play on, says the umpire. McRae again to Love. Taps it back. Daru. McRae forces the ball over the line and out of bounds. It'll be a throw in about 35 to 40 metres out from North Melbourne's goal.
German's handball was fantastic there. Reflex handball, found the body under pressure and gave North Melbourne a chance. He's been a fine player today. Madden, Steele, the high ball. Chance for North Melbourne here. McDonald tries to get back on it with Dwyer. McDonald still there with Mackenzie. Carlton outnumber them. Dean sets up a long handball. No one in particular wants it to go out of bounds. Not much support there for Peter Dean, and again a ball in. Carlton running out of time. 65 to 84. The Kangaroos have led from halfway through the first term.
McDonald down on the ground with cramp. Hepburn over the top. Mackenzie, his opponent, clears towards Evans. Takes the mark. Evans looking for Nailey. Drops a chest mark. Holt recovers. Onto the right boot. Kicks out towards Spargo, and Spargo takes the mark. Has all the time in the world now to kick long. Went for the torpedo, kicked it out of bounds on the fourth. An absolute shocker. And Carlton through Road will clear.
So Road from the back pocket. The Blues 19 points down. Goes to the boundary line, looking for Kernahan and McCann. And Kernahan takes the mark. A quiet day for the Carlton captain. One of his very few marks. Kicked 2 early goals, but it's been unsighted really since quarter time. 5 kicks and 5 marks for Kernahan. Oja, well done. Over to Williams. He's had a few kicks. That one towards the pocket. Butts takes the mark. So chance here for Carlton. Butts goes short. He wants Hannah. Hannah in the goal square. He takes a very, very good mark in front of Demetriou. Hannah's kicked 1 already. Kicked it in the third quarter. He's kicked 2, and it's 10-11 to 13-6.
9.5 minutes into the final quarter. Carlton trail by 13 points. Madden and Mossop, neither Ackman get an effective tap. Dean goes through. Good play by Larkin. Comes to Williams, who's been a good player. Larkin tries to get the kick off the ground towards Love. Love doesn't know what to do now. Decides to kick long from 50 metres out from goal, and Jason Love has been offline. Bad luck for the North Melbourne player there. Normally very accurate around the goals. He kicks a point.
Not so accurate today. He's kicked 1 for Love today. It's Mackenzie to bring it back in. 13-7 to 10-11. So Love's kicked 4 of North Melbourne, 7 points. And an excellent mark taken there by Holt. 8 kicks for Love. On goal 4. So Holt from half forward. It's usually a very long kick. Should put this in within about 20 metres of the square. Rowe got underneath it, and it's going to be a ball in. Time ticking away from Carlton. Still within some sort of touch. 13 points behind, almost 11 minutes gone. It's Edwards, one of the many injured players. A ball in. Madden. Spargo, and again another ball in. North Melbourne deep in attack. Carlton need to mount some sort of rebound here from the back pocket.
14 points the difference. Madden. And Hickey comes down to Reece Jones. A good hand pass over to Mackenzie. And the Blues spread across the oval. Mackenzie kicks long.
Come on, baby.
Garvey, who's just come on the ground. Handballs. Smith goes in for North Melbourne. He's tackled by Oja. Ball's flipped over the line. Umpire Robinson says throw it in.
10-11 to 13-7. Almost 12 minutes into this last quarter. The light rain has stopped here at the Oval, but it's slippery at the moment. Conditions not all that easy. High kick by Harris. Rebounding kick towards centre half forward. Reece Jones underneath it. Spargo did very well. The handball's excellent to Love. He should go. Drop punt by Love, and he has put it through. And North Melbourne kick away.
Love's second goal. He's kicked 2 goals for. And the Roos now go to 90. The Carlton 71. We've been going for 12 minutes, only 13 minutes left in this game. They could just about be through to the final of the Foster's series. Disappointing for Carlton. Premiers in the big competition look like they're going to bow out.
Madden and Harris in the ruckers. North answer every Carlton challenge. Free kick to Nailey, advantage played on. Good mark to Dennis, who's been very, very quiet across half forward. Should get a 15-metre penalty, not paid. Was going to play on to Nailey. Umpire now signals to play on. Goes wide and finds Shine. Shine at half forward. Chips it past to Gleeson, who's almost within kicking distance here. It's only about 40 metres out. So on 3 occasions in this last quarter, the Blues have got within 13 points, only to see North Melbourne turn them out. 6 kicks and 5 handballs for Gleeson.
Lines up. Drop punt. Slides off his boot, but it's good enough to go through for a goal. So Carlton still have a chance. Dean now for Carlton. Blues must get this next goal. Kicked out wide. Gleeson races after it. Hot in pursuit is McCarthy. Gleeson swings onto the left boot, kicks high, looking for Hannah. Pushed in the back, play on, says the umpire. Fairly taps it through for a behind, and it's 13 points the difference.
11-12 to 14-7. North Melbourne under pressure. They've led all day. Fairly low-scoring game, a game marred by a succession of fights and behind the play incidents. High kick by Fairley. Strong mark to Hickey. It's an important ball. And Garvey against him. So it'll be Hickey from the half-back to send North Melbourne into attack.
Hickey kicks long. Dean from behind, punches away. Road, Buckley. Buckley all the time in the world. It's a bad handball. Larkin for North Melbourne now kicks towards Mossop. Mackenzie from behind. It's going to be Love and Daru racing for it. Daru leads the race and punches the ball over the line and out of bounds. Umpire Robinson says throw it in. 35 to 40 metres out from the North Melbourne goal.
Guess he didn't have many options, Eddie, but it's as deliberate as they come, but he was a long way away from the boundary line, Daru.
Mossop and Madden. Madden gets the tap. Mackenzie, handball. Madden thumps it further clear. Larkin picks up well. Great hands. Left foot kick is high. Underneath it is Reece Jones. Punches clear. Dwyer comes in. Punched on by Nailey. Dwyer taps it further forward. Going in for Carlton now is Garvey. Buckley grabs. Dwyer will line up from 55. The kick's a shocker. Love's underneath it. Daru from behind. He punches away. Holt now on the right boot. Kicks around the corner. But it's not around the corner enough. It's over the line and out of bounds on the full. So Holt found wanting on his right foot. A lovely left foot kick. But unfortunately, kicked it out on the full for North Melbourne.
Mackenzie looking for Kernahan and Madden. Thump away by McCann, who's done a really good job on Kernahan after being a bit shaky in the first term. Madden having a better final turn. Not much in the hit-outs now after North Melbourne had dominated the first 3 quarters. Free kick going to Harris. She looked a bit ticky-touchwood. 2 big men going for the ball. Madden put his hand on his shoulder, and Harris has got a chance here to really sew it up. McCann tells him to settle down because he's a long kick, Eddie. He's 50 metres out, but if anyone in the North Melbourne side can kick it, Harris is the man.
Well, earlier in the game, he kicked one from roughly 50 metres out, but it went through post height, so he probably kicked at 65.
So Harris from 50 metres, make it 55, drop punt. It's a long kick. It's a magnificent kick by Harris, and he's put it through.
19 points the difference, and North Melbourne could be headed to Vancouver. Out of the centre they come again. This time hold on his left foot, goes long. Mossop and McKenzie over the head. McKenzie just content to keep it in now. He goes over the line and through for a behind. So McKenzie will have to kick out, but North Melbourne have been on top all day. They deserve to win. And it looks like they're going to be heading to the final against Melbourne in Vancouver.
McKenzie goes short. Road from centre half back. Quite a few kicks in the second half. Nayley and Robertson. Robertson's been a good player. Gleeson. Carlton Rovers have been down. Shine. It's a poor handball by Gleeson. Shine will take a free kick. Ball comes back to the centre wing. Time running out for Carlton. Been playing almost 18 minutes. They've got to kick 4 goals, and it looks beyond them. And Fairley takes it easy mark at fullback.
Fairley looks for Holt. Hepburn flies high. Punch from behind from Williams. Kernahan goes in, can't take the ball. Comes out to Holt. Love. Hawks. Looks for the handball. Does it well to German. German goes back in towards Love. They send out the loose man. Love taps one off Reece Jones. Comes back to German, who fumbles at the vital moment. He's tackled by Daru. Should be dropping the ball, and that's what the umpire says.
Reece Jones a bit lucky there. He didn't give away a free kick.
Cleaned up Jason Love after he got rid of the handball.
So Daru from the back pocket. 98 to 78, 20 points of difference. Kernahan the target, and also at the back, Butts. Handball very good to Steele. Steele tucked away in the pocket. That came from McRae. Mossop in the front spot. Daru will do the cleaning up.
All the time in the world, Daru, but not enough time for Carlton, I don't think, to win this match, as Ogier down from the forward line takes the mark. He handballs onto Dean. Dean slips, but gets the ball back to Ogier. Carlton's play lacking system, as it has all day. Ryan Robinson off the ground, punched on. Rode, Hepburn meets him, it's around the neck, and Rode will take the free kick. Play on, says the umpire, as Dean handballs clear.
To Kernahan. Kernahan with his 7th kick for the day towards centre half forward, and McCarthy's got underneath it to take the mark. The Tasmanian, who's played very well today after coming off the interchange bench. Demetriou to McCann. McCann's handball not good. Hannah and also Dennis with some sort of a chance. North Melbourne, and it's going to be a ball in. So Carlton finding they're going pretty hard. They're getting tired. It's been a long week in London for some of these players. It's been a very physical game. Ground is a little testing with the rain that we've had during the week, and the Blues look like they've done their dash.
Love off, and McDonald on as Larkin kicks the ball over the line and out of bounds on the foot. We've been playing now 20 minutes into the final quarter of the qualifying Foster's Cup final. The winner to go to Vancouver to play Melbourne.
So 5 minutes, Eddie, for Carlton to kick 4 goals. It looks beyond them. They trail 78 to 98.
Evans's kick is high. Ogier at the front of the pack takes a strong mark. So Darren Ogier decides to kick long. Madden from behind was Fairley, couldn't take the mark. High ball, Hannah underneath it. Takes the mark, the umpire says it's gone 10 metres, so he'll be able to take the kick. Steele disputing the decision. Hannah's not wasting any time at all. Rushes his kick. Doesn't make any difference, he kicks his 3rd goal.
So the Blues 12-12 to 15-8. Hannah with 3 goals, all in the second half. He got a goal late in the 3rd quarter. He's kicked 2 goals in this final quarter. And it gives Carlton a glimmer of hope, but really time will beat them because we're into the last 4 minutes of the game and they still trail by 14 points. 84 to 98. 3.5 minutes to go. The Blues need 3 goals in 3 minutes, virtually. Kernahan on the ball. Gleeson tries to get it out from the centre. Quick kick by Shine to centre-half forward. Smith on top of it. Ogier off the ground. McRae missed it. Rode with some sort of a chance. Dwyer's got him, though. Garvey. Handball over the top to Nailey. Nailey to Gleeson. This is an important kick from the pocket. Drop punt, and he's put it through. And the Blues are within 8 points. And they're making a late rally. It's 13-12 to 15-8, Eddie, and there's still some life in Carlton yet.
Well, as you called there, Bruce, a very important shot for Gleeson. He had all the time in the world to steady. Did so, kicked from about 35 metres out on a tight angle and put it right through the middle. So this centre bounce is very important. Carlton must get it out of the centre. They've put Kernahan in the ruck. Shine's on the ball. Gleeson's roving. And we've got Evans ruck roving. So very important bounce.
Just repeating, just 25 minutes in this last quarter. No time on. Carlton need 2 goals in 2 minutes.
Rode, the left foot kick. Shine, over the shoulder. Hannah, grabbed from behind, pushed in the back. Play on, says the umpire. No, he's paid it. And Millen Hannah will take a free kick and will line up from 45 metres out from goal.
And Rhys Jones has just cost Carlton the game. Absolutely ridiculous. Rhys Jones has cost the Blues any chance they had. Hannah was going to take a free kick from 40 metres out. He's a very good kick. Rhys Jones decides to give Robertson one behind the ear. Robinson, the umpire, saw it, and the Blues can kiss their chances away. So Robertson goes wide, and he looks for Spargo.
Good bit of acting by Robertson, but it was certainly there. Stupid play by Rhys Jones. Demetrio kicks long and high. They want to waste time. Steele just on, comes up, tries to take the big mark. Buckley goes through. He's grabbed by 2 players. Around the neck, play on, says the umpire. Spargo over the line and out of bounds. The North Melbourne bench applauds. They should be there.
They lead 98 to 90 by 8 points in what's been a dramatic last quarter. Carlton had their chance with Hannah there. Rhys Jones giving away a free kick. Kernahan in the front spot. Holt with a little kick. It was a beauty to Steele. It's given him a chance. North can set something up here. Steele goes towards full forward. Harrison McKenzie only as far as McRae. He'll put it through. North for home. They're through to Vancouver. McRae's had 3 kicks and he's kicked 2 goals. So it's North 16-8 to 13-12. And I reckon the Blues will be thinking what might have been, because Hannah must be really doing it hard down the other end. He was going to line up to put them with a kick. McRae's done the damage. And North Melbourne are away now. And they'll be playing Melbourne in the final.
Typifies Carlton's play today, though. Undisciplined play right at the vital moment. It's cost them the match, or any chance of winning the match, which is completely the opposite of the way they played, of course, in the grand final against Hawthorn, where everything was done was disciplined. There was system in their game. Of course, they ran out convincing winners. Today, North Melbourne have assumed that position, and they're going to be heading to the Foster's Cup grand final against Melbourne in Vancouver.
The Kangaroos have led practically all day. They were in the last minute of the game, 104 to 90. A game that has excited very little, I feel, as far as footy's concerned. Been lots of fights. Stand has been pretty poor, but we've had some excitement in this last quarter. Kernahan and Mossop, Demetriou out of the centre, and the Kangaroos are safe. They lead by 14 points. Dwyer and Garvey trying to run him down. Chipping in McCarthy, and it's going to be a free kick, and it's going to Carlton. It goes to Garvey.
We've been playing over 25 minutes now, 25 and 15 seconds. Siren should go any second now. Kernahan to Gleeson. Gleeson kicks forward, ineffective, picked up by Dennis. Swings onto the right boot, kicks up towards Madden. Madden from behind, can't take the juggling mark. Punched away there by McDonald, over the line and out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in, about 40 metres around from the Carlton goal.
Siren to go at any moment now. The Blues 13-12, North Melbourne 16-8. So North Melbourne, who have led all day. The Blues, I think, led for about 5 minutes in the first quarter when Kernahan kicked that goal. McDonald thumps the ball out of bounds. The rain coming down at the Oval. Been a packed house. See empty seats. A few people have gone home, but they closed the gates before half-time. Mossop, McCann, Nailey with a snapshot. Gee, if Hannah had taken that shot, Eddie, they would have had plenty of time. I think your watch must be fast, or the timekeepers have forgotten about it. Gleeson towards full forward. Hannah sets him top and takes a beauty. and it's being paid. We'll come back to Hannah.
Well, we've been playing 26 minutes and 35 seconds. The timekeeper's told us before the game that it'll be just a flat 25-minute quarter. John Elliott sponsoring the game. Maybe he's decided there should be some time on in the last quarter, Press.
Oh, John's got a lot of influence, but I don't think he's got that much, has he? So Hannah's going to take a free, or not a free kick, but a mark. A kick for goal from the pocket. He's kicked 3. This is his 6th kick coming up. Improves his angle, drop punt, missed it. So it's a behind to Hannah. 3-2 to Hannah. 13-13 to 16-8. And there's no doubt about it that they are playing time on in the last quarter. It wasn't what was fully intended, but we're way over the 25-minute mark. So I guess Rhys Jones is thinking about that indiscretion a few moments ago when we thought they were running out of time, Carlton. As it turned out, they had plenty of time had Hannah kicked the goal. They've had another 3 or 4 minutes to get one more.
Players standing with their hands on their hips, socks down for most of the Carlton players. Looks like they've had enough as McCann kicks long and high. He's kicked it about 80 metres out towards the wing position.
I think somebody said the game is now over.
Yeah, the siren was broken. We played 27 3/4 minutes, but it's all over. North Melbourne, for the 2nd year in a row, defeated Carlton here at the Oval, and they're through to the grand final. 16-8, 104. North Melbourne defeat Carlton 13-13, 91 in a game that was marred with some very nasty incidents.
So the Kangaroos by 13 points and the siren failing in the last quarter. Well, a lot of other things failed today, including Carlton's teamwork. They were pretty disappointing. Game played in poor spirit, unfortunately. Some awful incidents in the first quarter. Aiken being dropped with a roundhouse from the back, absolutely king hit. After that, the vendetta put out on one of the North Melbourne players. Fights breaking out all over the place. And not a lot of good footy, unfortunately. Not the promotion that the VFL would have looked for, but in the end, North Melbourne go through to play Melbourne. 2 teams that came from the elimination final in the VFL final series have made it through to the Foster's Challenge Cup. John Elliott must be pretty disappointed because I'm sure he would have liked to have seen his side there. German kicked 4 for North Melbourne, and McRae kicked 2 and Clarkson 2, along with Harris. And the multiple goal kickers for Carlton, it was 3 to Ogier, 3 to Hannah, 2 to Gleeson and 2 to Kernahan. Eddie, some of the better players for North Melbourne. I guess German because of his 4 goals. Clarkson for his first 3 quarters.
Larkin was another player who was very good all day. An opportunist, kicked a couple of goals, but set up a lot of the play coming down forward. Fairley was good in defence. Was a very good player, punched away continually. So they've a lot of the good players there. Steele came, he flashed in and out of the game. And of course, Moss dominated the ruck for the first 3 quarters. So a number of good players there, even up forward. Jason Love played very well as well.
Dwyer and Robertson were also good contributors. Holton had a lot of kicks. For Carlton, they were fairly disappointing. I thought Ogier kicked 3 goals. He gave them something up forward. Evans kicked 4 points. Hannah gave them something in that last quarter. But the final score here from the Oval, 16 goals, 8, 104 to 13-13, 91.
And as Bruce said, a controversial end to a controversial game. Northland at every change, finally running out winners by 13 points, 16-8, 104 to 13-13, 91. We'll have a look at the major goal kickers now. And German kicked 4 for North. Clarkson, Love, Harris and McRae 2 apiece. And for Carlton, Ogier and Hannah 3 each. Kernahan and Gleeson 2. We'll take a break now, but be back shortly to sum up.
So welcome back to 10 sports action in Australia, with North Melbourne going through to the final of the Foster's Challenge Cup. In the kicks department, it was 156 to 163 for North Melbourne. Marks Carlton 66 to 44. Free kicks 24 North Melbourne, 17 Carlton. Handballs Carlton 77 to 61, and the hit-outs all even in the end at 26 apiece. So pretty disappointing game really all round. Not much to get excited about on the footy field. Lots of fights that went on. Carlton did stage a strong recovery over the last quarter and a half, but it wasn't to be. I guess their big chance, Eddie, was when Hannah was going to take a shot for goal, and Rhys Jones gave away a free kick and gave Robertson a whack behind the play.
Yes, Bruce, it was the only time all day that Carlton started to show any spirit or application during the game. course, earlier on, they just lacked penetration coming off the half-back line. Their kicks were straight up in the air or off the side of the boot or kicking wide, which was a trap on this ground because of the wide flanks. And they never got any system into their play. Their discipline was down, as we saw with a number of the fights. And in the end, their defenders at times were more interested in chasing Alistair Clarkson around the park than looking after the forwards downfield. So, all in all, a very disappointing display for Carlton. For the second year in a row, they've disappointed their fans overseas. Let's hope that they can pick up the threads next year.
I'm sure they will. They lost both their games last year, of course, to North Melbourne here at the Oval and then to Hawthorn in Tokyo. And they bounced back in '87 and went top. But for North Melbourne, well, it's something at the end of the season. They were disappointing in that elimination final. And they've got a score to settle with Melbourne now, of course, in that Vancouver game because Melbourne had such a big win to go through to the first semi and put North Melbourne out of the competition. But there were very few good players for Carlton, as we said. Throughout the game, they had a lot of inconsistent players that chipped in and out. But North Melbourne were well on top, and I think they would have been very unlucky to have lost because they dominated the game. Presentation about to be made to John Law, who left the ground in the first half of the game. Might have been in the third quarter, actually, Eddie, when Law got a very nasty whack. You can see the cut above his eye. And I don't think the boys will be celebrating together tonight, the North Melbourne Carlton boys.
No, certainly they might have to swap hotels. Things won't be too friendly down in the rooms. And John Law leading North Melbourne in the absence of normal skipper Wayne Schimmelbusch, who missed most of the season with a knee injury. Of course, that cut very visible there over John Law's eyes. Got a big black eye there. Blood down his face. So he's got a trophy in his hand and a trophy on his eye to remember the game by.
So North Melbourne now make their way to North America for that game against Melbourne, which will be Monday afternoon in Australia, and for Carlton it's the end of a pretty long season. So it's Monday week, by the way, in Australia. It's in 8 days' time, that grand final from Vancouver. See Lord, gee, looks like he's been 15 rounds with Muhammad Ali, not playing a football game against the premiers of Victoria. So North Melbourne 16,804 defeated Carlton 13-13-91 before a crowd of 15,000 people at the Oval. German kicked 4 for North Melbourne, and for Carlton, Hannah and Ogier kicked 3 each. So on behalf of Eddie Maguire, it's Bruce McAvaney signing off from the Oval, and thanks for joining us, and hope you can be with Network 10 Sports for all the sporting action coming up in the next couple of weeks.
And thank you, Bruce. As Bruce said, a big few weeks coming up in sport. Firstly, it's to next Sunday, and it's the big Foster's Challenge Cup final, Melbourne versus North Melbourne from BC Place in Vancouver, Canada. Then in 2 weeks' time, it's over to Japan for Hawthorn versus Essendon from Yokohama Stadium in Tokyo, and that game is on the 25th of October. Of course, locally, we also have a big time in sport. Starting tomorrow night is the Swan Premium Tennis. $200,000 in prize money, and the big three there taking part: Boris Becker, Ivan Lendl, Pat Cash, and plenty of other stars too. Also, it's that time of the year, the big racing season, and the Foster's Melbourne Cup Carnival. On October 31, we kick off with Derby Day, and then the big first Tuesday in November, the 1987 Foster's Melbourne Cup live on Network 10, and if we can get Bruce back from overseas, he will be calling the Melbourne Cup. So, a controversial and dramatic night over in London. I'm sure we'll hear more about it in the next few days in both the newspapers and television. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'll be back again next week for the final of the Foster's Cup. Until then, it's a very good night to you all.